Okay, here I am, Perry Peacock again, second part of the off-road survival kit. We touched on a bunch of things already. The first aid kit, the tab browsing, the little tabs have all our little goodies. I just absolutely hate to have a kit where you open it up and it's just, you just shake everything out and you got just a big pile of everything. And so that's why we like the little pouches here, the little tabs. It's a stretchable, see-through fabric. There's a sewing kit. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but anyway, that's in the kit. But it's stretchable and you can see through it, and it's two-sided. So you just stuff things in here. You can configure this however you want. We'll send it out with all the essentials, how it's listed in our brochure and everything. But I suggest that you actually put some things in that are your own. You may have some medications that you need. I know some people they get in a little stressful situation, they get a lot of heartburn and stuff. You might want to shove something in there for that. Some people might have a problem, let's say, with hemorrhoids or something. Well, maybe you want to have some little cream or some kind of something in there. Just because we're talking survival doesn't mean you got to talk about, excruciating pain and suffering. If you can, I think part of this deal is being prepared. That's why you take a survival kit, because you're being prepared. So you might as well put in the kit some things, personalize it, some things that you know that you need. Shove them in there. There's room in the kit for some other things. We didn't pack this thing so tight that you can't cram anything else in there. Well, let me get on with this thing. I've used the Swiss Army knives for I can't remember how long, since I was in Boy Scouts. I always liked the Swiss Army multi-tool pocket knives. I also have a Swiss Army multi-tool too as well, but in the kit I put the knife. I like it. It's a pretty nice complement to the kit, and I used either the camper or the hiker series. Primarily what I'm looking for is you got your large blade, you've got your small blade. It's about a 2-inch blade. One of the things I do like about it is the saw. This is a very, very aggressive wood saw. You got a blade length here of about 3 or 3.5 inches. You can actually do a little bit of cutting with it. It's not bad. You're not going to cut a forest down or build a cabin with it, but if you got a little bit of patience and that sort of thing, this thing will fly through the wood. It's a very nice blade. In fact, you do need to be a little careful with it. I've got hurt more with this saw blade on this thing than anything, because it will tear into you if you're not careful. So, but I really like that. It's good for making snares or different things where it's really better to saw something. That works very nice, and for something that'll fit in the kit, that does a very nice job. Other things in the knife, you got a can opener. We're not really worried about that so much from a survival situation, but you never know. Hey, and you got a little screwdriver blade and a few things here, bottle opener, all that. We don't really care about that too much for survival either. But you do have something I do like on the knife is this reamer blade. I've used it for a drill. You can drill a hole in something, which is a lot better if you need to put a cord through it or whatever, a piece of wood. It's also got a little eye in it. I don't know if you can see it right there in the middle. And I've actually done some testing with it. It's not bad to use for an awl. And I'm going to make a video on showing you how to sew up a little pouch using some thread and using this little awl. So, and you've got some tweezers and a toothpick. And some people, they laugh about the little toothpick and the tweezers, but keeping yourself healthy and all that sort of thing is pretty valuable. When you're already in a survival situation, you want to make it worse by not cleaning your teeth, not keeping yourself in good hygiene, and getting some kind of infection or whatever. You're just going to make yourself more miserable. So A toothpick is good. I know you can carve one out of a piece of wood too, but it's already made. You don't have to spend your time doing it. It's already in there. Use it. The tweezers are, they're not the absolute best tweezers in the world, but they'll get the slivers out, or you're getting a patch of some cactus or something like that. They'll get that stuff out of there. They will do what they're made to do. And I love this knife. It's by Victorino. It's Swiss Army. It carries a lifetime warranty. It's good stuff. You don't want to have something out here that's some cheapo thing that you're going to break right off. This is for a small little knife that fits in this kit. This works very nicely. It's very reliable. I count on it. We also supply it with a stretch lanyard, which will stretch out to about 30 inches. You can clip it onto your belt or whatever, and it's especially valuable in the fall when the leaf fall is heavy, or in different terrain, especially in the snow in the wintertime, where if you drop your knife in the powder snow or whatever, you may not find it again. I like the lanyard for that purpose. This thing's an important piece of equipment, and you want to keep it. Other things in the kit, so I need to get on with it here. 8 feet of duct tape, and this stuff is all just folded on itself, nice and flat, and it'll peel right off. You can use it. You can use it for reinforcements, for repairs, for patching. If you do a tarp or something like that, which I'll pull out the emergency blanket, the space blanket. I've used that for a tarp before. I've used it to wrap around me. The most effective way I've used it in wrapping around me is I put it around me and then put my windbreaker over, or whatever. This thing is not very comfortable against your skin when the wind's blowing, because it's kind of a metallized mylar. But if you kind of put it sandwiched between something, it's pretty comfortable. But nevertheless, it does reflect your body heat back to you. Another thing I like to use it for is build a fire. And you lay here, a small fire, you lay here, and then you stretch this thing out behind you, fasten it with 2 cords on the top and 1 in the middle, and pull back on it, and it makes kind of a concave shape. Very, very, very comfortable reflector, and you can have a small fire that will keep you nice and toasty warm with this. So we're going to do a video on that. Very, very effective use, and to me, that might be one of the best uses for this thing. Of course, if it is raining or something and you can rig it so that you can get out of the rain and that sort of thing. So that's another option. We include a multiple purpose tool here. This is a whistle, a compass. It's got a magnifying lens. Initially when we started offering these, it was labeled as Silva from the compass maker, and now I see them labeled all different kind of names. Everybody's private labeling, but it's the same thing. Got a magnifying lens. It's got your compass, which appears to be liquid filled, I believe. Seems to be pretty good, pretty reliable. I've tossed it around, banged it around quite a bit, and it still seems all right. I'm a little hesitant on these things, and I'm just including this in here as a general direction thing to make sure you're not going in circles, or so you can kind of look out and eyeball something and head towards it and kind of keep yourself on a certain heading, a certain direction. But some things you find, you jar them around a little bit, and the compass starts spinning around. But I've thrown this thing around pretty good, and it's still hanging in there. So far I'm pretty happy with it. The whistle, pretty good whistle. People hear it. It's got a thermometer on the back, which can be handy and kind of helping you regulate your activities and that sort of thing. Also in the kit, we've got some linear plastic. It's kind of a thin plastic, but it's pretty strong. And we have a big square of it, lay that out as a solar still. And we'll have a video on how to do that, extracting moisture out of damp soil. Also, green matter can be put in there and extract the moisture out of there. If you have water that's contaminated, you can pour it